The spaceship moved silently in the darkness of space, heading towards the Europa satellite. The astronauts on board were full of enthusiasm at the idea of being the first humans to land on that mysterious celestial body. However, they were not prepared for what would happen during the trip. As they approached the sun, the ship's hull suffered irreparable damage, leaving the astronauts exposed to lethal solar radiation. Slowly, the men's minds began to waver, and soon they lost complete control of their actions. When they finally arrived on Europa, they had become little more than madmen. But they were not alone on that frozen satellite. An alien race, known as the Metanoids, awaited them. The Metanoids were ethereal and superdimensional beings who were able to possess human bodies. And so they did with the mad astronauts. Guided by their alien occupiers, the bodies of the men, now empty of soul, decided to continue the journey to Pluto to fight a war against another alien race that had already occupied the planet. The chief commander of the ship, a man who had proclaimed himself the Messiah of the Sutures, was determined to fight to the death to save the soul of humanity. But the adversary waiting for him on Pluto, the technocrat Dr. Joseph Frenimore, had a very different plan. Frenimore had occupied Pluto years before, building a scientific base to conduct experiments on mental conversion on human beings. But when the two alien armies clashed, a third player appeared. It was a phantom cyber queen, who intended to sit on the throne of the solar system's bones, enchanting the Messiah of the Sutures and the technocrat to serve her will. And so, as the conflict between the two alien armies reached its peak, the queen stepped forward, ready to lead the Metanoids to the conquest of the galaxy. The final battle took place on Pluto, with the two alien armies facing each other on the frozen surface of the planet. The astronauts' ship, now possessed by the Metanoids, collided with the technocrat Frenimore's scientific base. As the bodies of humans fought tirelessly, the Metanoids manifested in their ethereal form, challenging the technocrat's scientists with their supernatural powers. But Frenimore was not intimidated. Armed with his advanced technological weapons, he continued to fight tirelessly. The Messiah of the Sutures, the ship's chief commander, threw himself into the fray with wild fury, trying to defeat the technocrat at all costs. But he had not counted on the cyber queen, who intended to sit on the throne of the solar system's bones and lead the Metanoids to the conquest of the galaxy. The queen crept into the mind of the Messiah, trying to enchant him with her alien beauty. But the Messiah was not deceived, and continued to fight with all his strength. In the end, he managed to defeat the queen, but not before being seriously injured. The technocrat Frenimore, seeing that the situation was getting out of hand, decided to use his most powerful weapon, a fission bomb. But just as he was about to press the launch button, the Messiah of the Sutures, still standing despite his wounds, attacked him, preventing him from destroying Pluto. The bomb exploded, destroying the technocrat's scientific base, and humaniform fragments sprinkled like floating confetti in the starry sky, while the Messiah of the Sutures, transformed into pure spirit, toasted the health of the defeated enemy.